started right over here by the roots of the tree of life. I know y'all probably have a pretty busy day, but we're a true experience that you are not going to want to miss. So come on in and join us. You're all so far away, and there's all this space right here in front of us. Yeah, feel free to move on in, fill in all the space right here. These are some of the best spots to be if you want birds flying right over the top of your head. My name's Keegan. I'm joined by Aaron, Taylor, and Reagan. We have the two feathered superstars of our show that are already hanging out on those perches with our trainers right there. This is Marvin and Jesse. Just shout it out. Does anybody know? What kind of birds are these?
Macaws!
Yeah, I heard it nice and loud. Parrots, macaws, both are correct answers. Macaws are a type of parrot. Jesse is that bird right out there with Reagan hanging out. She's a scarlet macaw. Marvin's hanging out right here in front of me, and he's a green-winged macaw. Both of these birds are just joining us from about a half-mile away. Now we train these birds using positive reinforcement, so they know that if they come out here to hang out with us, that they're going to be getting some of their favorite treats. We don't speak their language, they don't speak ours, but we do know what they like to eat. Somebody else giving them their favorite treats. That's our way of saying thank you. And hope that they do that behavior again and again in the future. Now, as beautiful as these two birds are, we absolutely love working with them every single day, but none of us go home to a macaw in the household. They can make extremely challenging pets to have. That scream right there is going to be the #1 complaint for anybody who brings a macaw into the four walls of your home. They're also really destructive, incredibly messy, they're professionals at pooping, and they can live for decades on end. 50 to 60 years is not unheard of for birds like this to live. Really making that a lifelong commitment. So that's why it's so great that you can come to places just like Disney's Animal Kingdom to get your parrot fix. Maybe keep your homes parrot free. Now, do you see a few new faces out there in the crowd joining us? This is Winged Encounters. Feel free to come on in and make sure to keep your phones and cameras up. My favorite part of the show has not even happened yet. So every single day we get the opportunity to work with 8 out of the 17 different macaw species that you can find out in wild places. And one species in particular that we're really privileged to work with is called the blue-throated macaw. They're actually one of the rarest species of macaws left out in the wild today. In the country of Bolivia, where they're native to, there are fewer than 400 blue-throated macaws left. That's due to things like deforestation, which is leading to their habitat loss, and even the illegal pet trade is a problem for these birds. But it's not all bad news, because we're partnering with an organization. They're called the World Parrot Trust. We actually just got the opportunity to travel down to the country of Bolivia, bringing with us 14 blue-throated macaws to become part of a breeding program. The hope is that their babies will be released out to meet up with that native population and have some babies of their own so that we can boost up that number. And we can see skies filled with macaws, just like this. We're protecting out in wild places. But make sure to keep your phones and cameras up because you never know when these birds might be heading off on their next adventure. Now, I do have to point out, hang out right over here with Reagan. We also have one down there with Aaron as well. Those are 2 of those blue-throated macaws that I was mentioning just a little bit earlier. So hard to imagine that there are fewer than 400 of these birds left out in the wild today. One of the species I absolutely love to talk about are these 2 smaller green birds hanging out here right over with me. This is Holly and Wizard, and these are 2 red-fronted macaws. This is another critically endangered species that we get to work with. Feel free to come back and join us for our final Winged Encounter show of the day starting at 12:15. No 2 shows are ever alike, but feel free to come on in and take some pictures of the birds that are finishing up some of their favorite treats right now.